Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Give me just a second. I am trying to figure out why his kick is not working right now. Um, something that's really frustrating, and I know a lot of people get shit for it, but it's It's so it's so irritating when you're doing any of this live stream shit where man, you go live with the same fucking settings and it just doesn't fucking work. It's like why does it not work? Why did something change? What are we even doing? I don't even know. Let me see what I can do here. Good morning, Bird. Good morning, Chris. Adam Scott. Thank you. As usual, it is all AI created music that I made. Um, yeah, I don't know why Kick isn't working. Let me try. Uh, yeah, it should be up there. Don't know why it is not. So yeah, I don't know why. So okay, couple things. I was late and gay because of it, but there is the. I tried going live. I was a couple minutes late already. I was like 7:35, something like that, because I just got back from dropping my daughter off at school, and then I tried going live to have the intro play just a little bit to give people time to come in, and then restream wasn't working, and I didn't notice for about 5 minutes, and I was like, oh okay, that's weird. Tried restarting everything, still didn't work. And so then I used the SE Live function inside of OBS, and all it did is go to YouTube. And then it said, "Oh yeah, we'll do it to Kick as well." Now it didn't do that. So did I praise the Omnissiah yet? I have cursed the Omnissiah, and he deserves every curse he can get because he is no god of mine and is unable to fix even simple ass shit. So um, yeah. Plus, I'm fairly convinced that when they pray to the Omnissiah in Warhammer 40k, they are actually praying to a god of chaos. So I think that we shouldn't be praying to the Omnissiah in the first place. So there's that. Um, all right. Yeah, good morning, everybody. We are going to look a little bit at what we did last night, and we're going to start putting together the intro for the Tectone episode. Let me actually get DaVinci open really quick so that we can play with that like Chaos Heresy. The pre-work adult beverage. How do you know there's not something special in my coffee this morning? Uh, Holy Chaos Heresy. No, I don't know. What was it that I read? There's one of the books that I read, and it thoroughly convinced me that praying to chaos or praying to Omnissiah as a instead of the Emperor was leading to chaos or was in favor of chaos. I forget which one it was, but there was something that I distinctly remember that was in that sort of uh, in that vein. So someone can correct me if I am wrong and I'm completely misremembering what that was. Uh, oh, of course, I'm trying to fucking edit things. I'm not in edit mode. Thanks, brain. Okay, cool. Throwing knife, void dragons are cool too. Yeah, void dragons are pretty cool. I was that was that the soul drinkers? Was that part of the soul drinkers thing, or is that part of I forget who it was. I know it was also mentioned in the Eisenhorn trilogy where they were suspicious of the tech priests and the Mechanicus in general because of how they were so for the Omnissiah over the Emperor, and sometimes deferred to the Omnissiah over the Emperor. So there was something like that. Used to dismiss Warhammer 40k humanity as fascism when I realized how horrifying. Yeah, yeah, it's a lesser evil. It is. I feel like all of the Warhammer 40k stories are all based on that. I bet that there's more to be gained about a society like that. I I think that it's not necessarily the fascism aspect that's concerning to me because because take it whatever you will. I think the far more concerning thing is how focused they are on religious zealotry. I think that is far more dangerous, in my personal opinion. Give me just a second. Let me adjust the camera just a hair. There we go. Sweet. That I had to do with the Dragon of Mars. When was that? Yeah, say what you're saying about the Emperor versus Omnissiah. Confused? Yeah. So it's there. There's definitely a correlation there somewhere that I think that it turns from being about the Emperor and into chaos. So that's kind of where I see it. I think it was the Soul Drinkers where they praised the god of change, and that turned out to be Zench, I believe, would turn them into chaos and corrupted people. And that chapter ended up getting wiped out. But the Soul Drinkers was a pretty wild adventure outside of the normal 40k stuff. It was pretty fucking metal, but it was also not like your normal 40k sort of thing. So I've seen a fair few people dismiss Soul Drinkers and stuff like that as just but it is what it is. Pre Dark Age, Emperor said sealed dragon in the core of Mars. Oh, okay. I have so my the last time I was thoroughly into the Warhammer lore. It was before the whole Mark II fucking Space Marine shit that's in Space Marine 2, where they enhance the Space Marines even further. It was before that. I think it was before 6th edition. It was back when Grey Knights had their own book, before they became the Witch Hunters. So that is where my kind of knowledge of Warhammer stops. And then the last book I think that I read was the Forges of Mars, whatever the Forge of Mars, whatever series that was, where they went out into the abyss to go and find some lost Archmagos, and then they were also trying to discover something within Mars. But that's kind of where it stops. I haven't really gone beyond that. It's the Void Dragon Catan. Interesting. I'm gonna have to definitely get back up on my Warhammer lore. I used to know a bit, but yeah, damn computers stream good. Okay. I also am not entirely sure why it kept dropping frames yesterday. If it does again, we'll fucking deal with it. It was annoying, but whatever. Exactly why I stayed out of Warhammer. I know there's enough lore for me to dive way too deep and lose months of my life. Yeah, Grey Knights, yeah. So Grey Knights is actually the first Warhammer army that I did, just because they're very expensive points wise. They're also the thing that they're hilariously overpowered for what they are, but that's also why they're so expensive unit wise. So I could get 1,000 or 2,000 point army pretty fucking quick, but it's also does pretty damn well against a lot of things. I think Necrons I had a problem against a lot, or enemies that fielded a lot of units, so I had to go for a bunch of invuls. But generally speaking, I did it because they were a little OP. I don't think they're nearly as good as they used to be. So I got monetized. I did get monetized. So yep, super chats, memberships, ads, all that shit. It is all there. It's fantastic. I am very thankful for that. It is an absolute blessing. Yeah, you absolutely can. If I make a mistake and start reading things, I it's a little for me. It's a little different. I just want to read good books, and I don't go into like the Lexa the is it the lexicon the Lexinomicon or whatever the fuck the Warhammer 40k wiki that's online. I haven't even I don't really bother going in there. I've gone in there a few times to find like obscure names of ships for like either I don't know, take your pick of sci-fi game, something like that. But generally speaking, I just stick with what I can read in the books. Some of them are pretty good. If you ever do decide to get into that, I would recommend the Dad and Abnett's Tanith Ghosts. That whole or Gaunt's Ghost. That shit was pretty fucking good. Eisenhorn is pretty fucking good. It's definitely different than a war novel. Gaunt's Ghost is very much a war novel. You have Eisenhorn, which is more like a spy thriller, cultish type thing. Is pretty good. And then something that's more comedic would be Caiaphas Cain. Those are pretty. That really sets you up pretty well. Outside of that, it's kind of eh. You guys went almost exclusive 30K, so Horus Heresy. Okay, I can respect that. I haven't. I just have the Horus Heresy trilogy. I don't have anything beyond that. I haven't. I know that they've expanded the lore on that a lot, but I haven't really done that. So there's that. How? Let's see. How do you? How do I get the models to speak consistently in Veo? I've had times when I tried to use it, but one person would speak in both lines if I gave it. That is a fantastic question. We will answer that today. The Night Lords trilogy. I haven't read the Night Lords trilogy. So there is that. It's fun, but at arm's length. It can be, yeah. I don't really want to dive too deep into Warhammer lore, and you definitely can. It's a never-ending well of knowledge and lore that you can get into, but it's fun to read and to know about and to kind of get the references, but you don't need to know all the crazy fucking insane shit that people do. So, oh no, it's 60 books and another 10 or 12 covering the Battle of Terra and a million shorts. Oh god. Yeah, no. I'm talking about the original release of the Horus Heresy trilogy. I think it's like 12 books. Like the older one, not the new one, not the new anything new that they've made in the past, like I'd say 4 years or 3 years. I haven't read it. So if it's come out since then, I haven't hasn't been a thing. Anyways, okay, we are talking about AI content. Actually, before we do that, we're going to talk a little bit about some news things. Let me pull some shit up because I actually genuinely want to talk about a few more things than that. Give me just 1 second here to pull this up. Sorry about that. Is this the one? Yep, this is the one. We are gonna watch this dog shit ass garbage, and man, I'm gonna give my opinion on it because I know we're gonna talk about some games first, and then we're gonna get into AI content and some of the stuff that's happened with AI. But I we gotta talk about some games, and we gotta talk about gaming just a little bit because I really want to. It really. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna fucking do that. And here we go. We got this fucking a little bit of context. I I used to love Call of Duty. I'm sure that there's quite a few people that probably thought the same thing. Grew up with the original Call of Duties on console, and then when Call of Duty 2 came out, that blew my fucking mind. Made me get an Xbox 360 on release day. Actually, well, I didn't. More of I begged my parents to do that. So I did get that, and it was a really good time. Call of Duty 3 I thought was shit. I really fucking hated that game. Call of Duty 2, that was a good time. And then Call of Duty 4 came out. I was hooked. I played Call of Duty 4 from 2007 to like 2018, 2017. So I played that for about a decade. There's still I think there are actually still servers online that you can play. And to me, Call of Duty 4 was peak Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2 was absolute shit. What's the reference with Tectone making love to lobsters? Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. But the Call of Duty 4 to me was the pinnacle. Modern Warfare 2 was cool for what it was, But man, that game could be exploited to the high fucking heavens. I don't know if anyone remembers the Javelin glitch where all you had to do was you pulled out a Semtex, or you had your Javelin launcher out. You held down the fire button, you pulled out a Semtex grenade, and then you swapped back while holding the fire button still, and then you swapped back to your javelin without throwing the grenade, and then you're basically a walking bomb. So if you get shot, you blow up into a javelin explosion. And it was hilarious because you can rush people and you can clear maps. That's how a lot of people got the Danger Close perk to be pro. But Modern Warfare 2 was awful in my opinion because Call of Duty 4 you actually had dedicated and from PC perspective, so keep that in mind. Modern Warfare 2 did not have state dedicated servers. It was all matchmaking stuff and it was peer to peer, so highly abusable. In fact, the only VAC ban I have on my account is from Modern Warfare 3 and force hosting lobbies. And I got oh, it's such a scummy thing to say. I would make other people look like they were cheaters by making them invincible, giving them akimbo, whatever they were doing, letting them fly around the map, all sorts of shit, and then people would report them, and then they'd get banned. But I got what was coming to me. I got my VAC ban from that, but it was still really terrible because it was all peer-to-peer. There's no dedicated server stuff, and they never learned their fucking lesson. World at War, I know a lot of people hold that game dear to their hearts. I couldn't. It I understand that it had something to it, but at the time, I still considered Call of Duty 2 a better game. I know that was probably with rose-tinted glasses, but still. And then that also, by the way, that was also when we got Call of Duty 4, that was also about the same time that we got Battlefield 2142, one of the best Battlefield games in my opinion. Battlefield 2 also is obviously king, but 2142, whew, so good. Anyways, this trailer, I don't know. Okay, first off, I appreciated that we were going from Modern Warfare, Black Ops, Modern Warfare, Black Ops. Okay, cool. And now we're getting Black Ops. We had Black Ops 6, which it was I throw away. It wasn't that great. The campaign was all right. It was better than some of the previous ones had been, but it wasn't anything to really write home about. The multiplayer, I fucking hated it. I really couldn't get into it. I tried. I put effort into doing the multiplayer, and also for context, I only play hardcore team deathmatch or any hardcore objective based modes. I never play softcore in any way, shape, or form, and I never play Warzone. I want a game to reward skill and instead of who has a meta gun, if that makes sense. And hardcore, whether you can view it as a crutch because you can't stay on aim long, you just want to have one shot kills, things like that. I don't really care. It's the only game mode you can have. Same thing with Battlefield where you don't have any meta weapons that you have to do. And so, okay, Black Ops 6, it was whatever. Now we have Black Ops 7. I kind of cringed when I first heard that was a thing. And then I saw this dog shit. So we're going to watch this very briefly. I need to contribute with my downvote. And we're going to talk about it. And then we're going to go into AI stuff. So I promise we're not going to... maybe we'll do some more news here and there in the future, just from my perspective, if you guys give a fuck about it. But I do want to talk about this because shooters this today... Battlefield 6 is the first shooter in a very long time from a major company that I've actually enjoyed. The beta was fantastic. It felt really good to play. I absolutely loved all the Call of Duty streamers getting shit on, thinking that it's garbage because they can't hack and fuck around as much. And it warmed my heart that something like that is a thing. I do believe that closed weapon playlists should be at the forefront. That should be the main mode. Open weapons should definitely be an alternate, and hardcore needs its own exclusive playlist. That's my personal opinion of how they should change it and what they should do. But overall, Battlefield 6, absolutely fantastic. Is it perfect? No. But is it better than anything we've gotten in quite a while? Absolutely. So now we have this. And there's another game that also is out that I kind of goes in the same vein, and it worries me with the direction people are going. So here we go. We're gonna watch this trash.
They want you afraid. Fear makes you easier to control.
Okay, hold on. I know we're pausing already. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like what? Okay. It's like I saw this and I was just immediately, what? How is this a fucking Call of Duty game? Is this like Call of Duty Mobile? Like, okay, but like, fine.
It's time to wake up.
Your streets shall once again run red with your blood.
Raul Menendez ignited global unrest on an unprecedented scale.
Menendez is a terrorist. We're bringing peace and security to the world.
He refuses to let me go.
Stop looking backwards, Dayton. What matters is what you do next.
A lot of people counting on us for answers.
Like, they're trying so fucking hard.
Spectre 1, report. Need a sit rep.
What are we doing? What? Okay, I could see an argument kind of getting up to the point, like getting up to this point where it's like, and then we have giant fuck off swords, we have floating cities and shit. What are we doing? And here, if this was a spin-off, okay, if this was a spin-off like Far Cry Blood Dragon, where clearly the point is to take the piss on something, I'd be fine with it, because that's the point, right? The Far Cry Blood Dragon, that was the entire fucking point. But it's like, what? This is supposed to be an actual full-fledged Call of Duty game, and they're trying to say, oh yeah, all this is happening because these guys are tripping balls. It's like, why? Why? What is this? This isn't a fucking Call of Duty game. We need to stop Call of Duty at this point, because holy shit, people that have these ideas are just... fuck.
This isn't real.
The hell it ain't!
Like, it's just getting more and more... This just... It's just... Okay, and here, yeah, this is gonna be... This is... Because it's Black Ops 7 and it's a Black Ops game, they have to have the fucking yacht map, and so they're obviously putting that here, and you know that that's going to be a fucking map. That looks pretty similar to the multiplayer map, actually, kind of. You know, well, at least because you have that little bridge up ahead, up top, and you have the downstairs area. I don't know. This is going to be a fucking multiplayer map, guarantee it. But it's like, it doesn't. This just looks like, okay, we're just going to have Adderall infused, you know, dudes running around doing motion with grappling hooks and all this, that, and the other. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what even is this? And then all these kids are going to say, oh yeah, we're so good at the game because we have such good aim, even though they're all using aim bots or trigger bots or whatever the fuck. This just looks fucking awful.
So eager to
Like,
leave.
when I...
Killing the man man is a hell of a lot easier than killing the idea.
You were never cut out to be a Mason.
No more games. This ends now.
Just anyone that thinks that that's a real fucking they are really reaching the bottom of the barrel. They have no original unique ideas. Oh, okay, I guess this is original and unique, but it's not for a fucking Call of Duty game. This is just this is like an expansion. This is like an add-on to like Black Ops 6 where it's Far Cry Blood Dragon. That's what it should be, not a standalone fucking thing. It's a joke. It feels like it should be a joke. When I was watching it, I was expecting it to be a joke, like a Far Cry Blood Dragon. I was thoroughly expecting it to be a thing, like available now, whatever, and it would have just been something fun for people to get into because it was a joke. But it's like, what, they're trying to be serious, and that's the part that's like you're being real about it. It's not a joke. All right, dude. I guess we can do that, but. It's a bad Fortnite update. Yeah, it definitely feels like. Oh god, it feels like shit. It looks like shit. I can't say enough bad things about how this looks, and I can't ever recommend people getting into that. And if that's gonna release this year, Call of Duty is finally going to die at the hands of Battlefield. Black Ops 7, they made Psychonauts and COD. The thing is like, what's it called? Was it Black Ops? Infinite Warfare. That one. Infinite Warfare. That was done a hell of a lot better than this. So, I can't. In Infinite Warfare you were flying starships and stuff. It was at least interesting, and they embrace the whole sci-fi aesthetic, whereas this is like, hey, we're gonna be on drugs and a sci-fi thing and have ridiculous shit. That's not interesting. That's just weird and dumb and stupid. Again, if Far Cry Blood Dragon, if that's what they went with and that's what they had made, cool. But this, that's gaming is going down the drain so fucking hard, so fast. And Battlefield 7. God damn it. It actually is at the point where it gives me a little bit of hope, at least. Hard pass on Black Ops 7. It's free on Game Pass. You'll give it a shot. I don't think it's worth my hard drive space. Controller assist. Yeah. I can't. I don't want to buy another hard drive to play the new slot. 7 is just one too many. I agree. I firmly agree. Battlefield should have stuck with what its original thing was, right? So you had Battlefield 1942. You had Battlefield 2. Battlefield 2 Special Forces. That was Battlefield 2 and Special Forces. Phenomenal fucking game. And Special Forces, I don't remember a lot of places actually allowing the Special Forces maps and archetypes in there with like the zipline crossbows and grapple hooks and whatever. I remember playing a lot of it primarily with bots because I didn't have a good internet connection back then to play that. The Battlefield 2, all over the place. Absolutely ridiculous. And so then you had 1943, which I believe was a console exclusive, and I remember playing that on Xbox Live Arcade. So I do remember that. You had the Bad Company series, which those are also beyond fantastic. That's how we got War Tapes, and that is just... Those games are so fucking good. I still am a little salty that Bad Company 1 is not on PC. It's a console exclusive still, I believe. If it has changed, I definitely want to know because I will buy that game again when I have money. But, yeah, Bad Company 2. amazing. Multiplayer in Bad Company 2 was amazing. Bad Company 2 Vietnam, that was an expansion. That was so much fun. Special Forces was almost non-existent online. Yeah, no. I agree. It was frustrating. I hated. So Battlefield 3 came out. I was kind of mixed on it. It didn't really feel like Battlefield 2 did. It was something. There was something like in it that felt a little rotten, right? And then Battlefield 4, man, at launch that thing was a fucking shit show, but they shaped it up. That game still actually have servers online to play. It's still a good time. M249 with an LCAN shreds people still, I believe. I don't know how many server stars I had on that fucking thing. That and the M60. I was a bit of an LMG maniac. I'm also so happy that Battlefield 6 is going to have the M60. That is my favorite, one of my favorite guns of all time, so I'm so looking forward to that. Battlefield 1, I hated it. I hated everything about it. There's nothing redeeming, in my opinion, about Battlefield 1. Battlefield V, absolute dog shit. Again, couldn't get into it. I thought it was terrible. Marketing was terrible. I tried it on Game Pass briefly. Nope, not for me. The marketing was terrible. DICE and the people at DICE at that time are absolute top tier jackasses for trying to insult people. And now we have then we had 2042, which was also a fucking terrible game. Still is a pretty awful game. Portal is the only reason why it's worth even looking into if it's on like a $3 Steam sale. But if you have to spend more than like $5 on it, it's not worth it. I got it during like the Christmas sale or something for like $4 or something that had all the expansions and premium and all that shit. So there's that. It's still silly, yeah. Bad Company, no one can go prone. Oh, I forgot about that. Interesting. Yeah, Battlefield 6 is great. Call of Duty 4, can't beat it. I as much as I love Call of Duty 4, I actually haven't played the remaster of it. I don't know if it's worth doing. But you just can't beat the original. Servers are still online if you would like to play on PC. So there's that. The other thing that I can't really show, but in terms of AI, a new thing that has come out, a new feature that has come out for any of you that do live stream and you use Restream, which is why I'm so fucking mad that Restream didn't work today. There's a new feature on Restream that does AI clips. And so it'll look at your stream, it'll analyze it, it'll give you a number of clips per stream that it says might be decent. They're okay enough suggestions. I think that if you have more interesting shit to say than I do, you can probably get something decent, but that is an AI feature that they're rolling out. Now, it's not just a matter of AI detecting clips. It'll actually format it in a way. Let me see if I can actually pull up one of the clips that it got from me so that you guys can see what it looks like. Give me just a moment. Yeah, so I didn't make this one live because it was whatever, but I wanted to
Somebody
save it
wanted
for,
a song
for
about
content. All right, so let's make that quieter. Okay, so I did not make this clip. This clip is entirely from Restream. So what it did is it took part of my screen. It knew to take the portion of my webcam. It took the transcript, the audio from my transcript, or from what I said, and it created this, and actually it did all the subtitles, it did all this shit, right? Actually kind of wild that it does this, and it gives a virality score, which is It's like, oh, 85% virality. It's like, I don't see it. But whatever. I don't want to farm for clicks or I'm sorry, not farm for clips. I don't want to farm these clips and have them just be really shitty. But I do kind of want to show you guys where people are taking AI and where it's going. So this is what it generated out of the stream from last night. Somebody wanted a song about Ian getting pegged by Anissa. And so we fucked with it. We tried to get something to work. Ended up making something that had a concept with it. And this concept is to create ratchet AI rap artists that beef with each other, and they keep swapping diss tracks between each other, and then eventually they go after actual people like Cardi B, and then they get confused and start attacking an AI person thinking that they're real. So it's actually fucking wild that it was looking at the stream, it was analyzing all of it, and it created that, and that's what we now have. It's actually, I don't know, I think it's really cool. I think it's interesting. It is what it is, but that's where AI is going. People are going to be using it more and more. There's going to be less. There is going to be a need for editors, for a while, anyways. The Ratchet Gangs, that's bold. Yeah, anyone that wasn't there for that, I can play the fucking song, so you can kind of get an idea of what it is. But it's really interesting to see that that's where AI is going, is to automate a lot of these jobs that you previously had, and it is a really cool tool. I think it's definitely going to go places. It's not there yet because it's not getting things perfect, and right now, so it's not capturing things that I kind of care about. So when I can actually tune it to get things that I care about, that's going to be really cool. The other thing that's going to be really cool is if it starts to clip out and cut the segments where someone stumbles in their words to make something seem more cohesive, something like that, it's going to make a difference. And when we get that, that's going to be really, really awesome. But until then, editors are still going to have a place for at least probably the next 6 months to a year to get clips and create those. But for content creators like me that don't have editors or anybody to do anything like that, it's pretty awesome that we can get that out and into the wild, and at least have it generated as an option. I think it's neat. Let's see. You can have them as high as here. Cheerleaders doing dish routines. Oh. Yeah. I could. I really could. I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be funny. High school? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, but it's AI, whether you like it or not, it's coming for a lot of things that can otherwise be automated. And something like this, I think, is going to be genuinely next level. Definitely needs some hype detection, some way to tell when the stream gets fun. Yeah. And Restream, I think, they have elements to that, right? Because they can see when people interact with the stream, or when you get more animated, something like that. So they're it's not just a way like talking about a specific subject that it understands, but generally speaking, I agree it needs to understand a little bit more about the context in the stream. Maybe that's just feeding it more of your stream to understand and interacting with it a little bit more. I don't know, but we'll see. Big time fatigue moment. But see, that's when you have fun in making fun of the fatigue, and you just take it to that. You instead of people taking it nice and slow, you amp it up to 12. You take it to the next fucking level, and you amplify it off of people's fatigue so that people find it funny. That's what I'd say. The other thing about AI that a lot of people need to understand, it's very, very important that you understand, is how AI gets positive and negative reinforcement. And this is how I'm able to get what I get, and how you can improve the generations and the quality of things that you get for anything. Doesn't matter if it's on Veo, doesn't matter if it's on Suno, doesn't matter if it's on an image generator, it doesn't matter. These tips in how AI perceives your actions is important. So the first thing that to talk about is AI and these companies, they have all of your data. They look at everything you do. So anything you do on the website, anything that you do with an account, every click that you make, anything that you do, it's logging it and it's using that as a way to guide the user experience, and it's using that in order to learn. So when it comes to Suno, every time that I like a track, it is now understanding, hey, this is good. We're going to now continue to form future generations based on what this user has previously, upvoted. If I dislike something, it realizes, whoa, hey, this was fucking awful. Let's not do anything with that. And if I just leave it alone and I just play it once or twice, it's going to think, okay, this person doesn't really like that. But if I upvote it and download it, or if I download it or I interact with it any further, I share it, something like that, it's going to take that as positive reinforcement. It's really, really cool. Hey, Soldier, how's it going, dude? So it doesn't matter what you're doing it with, and I'll show you what that looks like in Veo in just a second as we go to build the intro for Tektone's episode. But whenever we're doing things with music, we're doing things with images. If we download something, it's going to take that as positive reinforcement. If we open it up, if we open up an image that we generate, that's positive reinforcement. Anytime that we interact with a bit of content that's generated, it will take that as a method of positive reinforcement. With Veo, if I play something multiple times, it'll take that as a certain way. If I download it, it'll take it in a certain way. And if I choose one of these, so original size at 720p, that's the one that it downloads immediately and it works every single time, right? But if I upscale it, or I get the animated GIF, however you want to call it, then it's going to take that as another level of engagement with that. You never thought to track like that? You start rating your tracks? Yes. Every single thing you do with AI is, as long as you understand that reinforcement that you do with AI, the better your generations are going to be. It's really, really, really important that you do that with anything. Images, music, video, whatever. That's a big deal. When you delete something, it understands, hey, you really didn't like that. Now, for me, in Suno, my main library, the main workspace that I have has 3,323 songs in it. Okay? And so with all of those songs and with all of those generations, it's taken a while for me to get to that point. Cat, here, get back. Hello. You need to stop playing with the camera cord. Here, we go right here. I'm gonna hang out there for just a second. Oh, you got into syrup, buddy. What are you gonna do now? You went down? Okay. Here. Let's get you down. Hold on. There's a ball here. Alright, there they go. Sorry about that. But yeah, anything that you do with AI, positive reinforcement, big deal, really, really important. When you publish a song, it understands that. If you cover a song, it understands that, things like that. So keep that in mind when you guys are making content with AI. Really important. Okay, so yesterday we worked on the intro for Tektone's episode. There's quite a bit that's here. Some of these we're not using because they turned out to be shit. But let's go into this, and I will show you guys how I do my editing. And let's do and kitties are treasured friends. Oh yeah. Yeah, after burning, I still had Rocket, but I ended up getting 2 more kittens. I got Jean and Tina. They are from the same litter. They are inseparable, and they are extremely cute. Tina is a tabby, whereas, well, Jean is an orange. So, usually comes with himself. Usually has about half a brain cell. Okay. So, here we go. We have the song. We're going to actually extend the song out for its entire bit. I know. Sorry for the scrubbing there. And then we're going to bring in our other content. Just making sure I selected everything. All right, there we go. We're gonna select all these. Thing, and unlink. Boop. Oh, cool. I'll have to mute them separately. Uh-oh. What did Tina do this time? Hi, Tina. Oh, okay. All right. All right, here we go. So, we have... this is DaVinci Resolve. I like to use free alternatives to using Adobe products. I don't really like Adobe product. Well, Adobe products are easy enough to use, but the problem is they're very expensive, and I don't have anything to to do that with. And also, I don't like supporting that. So we're going to be doing stuff inside of DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci, I believe, is also used professionally by a lot of different people, so there's also that. DaVinci can also be purchased. So there's a free version, and then there's DaVinci Resolve Studio. Studio is like $350 for flat for a license, and then you have it. Worth doing if you need some more advanced things that it can do, but generally speaking, the free one is all you really need. I needed something that could at least key things out, otherwise I would even be doing something like Clipchamp. So there's that. Always good vibes from Cats in the Same Litter, 100%. Yeah. Sony Vegas, if you sail the high seas, Sony Vegas is okay. The problem that I had with Sony Vegas is I had a lot of interlacing issues. So I can't, I don't know, maybe that was just me, and that was also 13 years ago when I did that. So, yeah. But for the most part, DaVinci Resolve, it's free, it's fantastic, it's professional level. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. Even the free version can be used for professional stuff. Yes, 100%. You can use the free version for all sorts of things. The only time where you really need to go with the professional is for some of the AI features or some of the more advanced features, like if you wanted to do HDR, stuff like this. Like, you need Studio to do that. So some of the more advanced effects, you do need that. Generally speaking, you don't, as long you can get by without doing any of that. So exporting was a bit borked. Yeah, I don't know if it's fixed now, cool, but back then it wasn't. Anyways, so it looks like we have enough for our entire song, and we're gonna play through and we're gonna see where things kind of lie, and we're gonna make adjustments as we go. And this is just the intro. For those that are not aware of what is going to happen in this episode, this is a James Bond style episode. And so I'm going to have a brief little intro sequence that happens. Then we're going to get into the song with the intro. And then we're going to get into the main action. And then we'll have some sort of outro thing. I don't know what I want to do for the intro yet. We're gonna work on that this morning. But generally speaking, we're working on the intro song portion. So we're gonna play it through. We'll see where we're at. We'll make adjustments as needed, and we'll go from there.
Fucking lobsters for money. Money makes the world go round. Get paid if you're hungry. Nothing ever slows us down, so it's all about the money. So you better work for it, honey. If you wanna make it in this world, if you wanna get the pearls, if you wanna be the king, you better get on your thing, get your dollars, get your cheddar, get your bacon, get your bread up, cause it's all about the money.
Okay, let's get rid of this song, or that clip, because I know we don't need that one. Give me 1 second.
Bacon, get your bread up, cause it's all about the money. Because it's all about the money.
Lines up great.
Because it's all about the money.
Okay, that needs to be shorter. Oh. Alright, thanks for chopping that shit. Okay. Okay, this needs to be reordered. Okay, so we're going to need at least one more clip here. Okay, so this needs to be a lot shorter to be about here. Where is the change? Clip speed. There we go. Yep, perfectly putting stuff back in. Yep, that's what I wanted. Yep, that's an extra scene. Don't need that.
Fucking lobsters for money.
That needs to be shorter.
Money makes the world go round. Get paid if you're hungry. Nothing ever slows us down, so it's all about the money. So you better work for it.
Okay, that could be a little shorter. That can be shorter. Cool. So basically, when I'm editing these, I'm just trying to go off of the vibe of each of these scenes. And yeah, I know I'm generating a full 8 seconds each time. But as you can see, like this clip, significantly shorter. This clip, I played most of the way through. Things like that. This one is not the entire clip. So these episodes tend to be more expensive than what they originally appear because each one of these clips is $1. just putting that out there. But when I'm editing a series, there's a lot that goes into each of these little segments. So right now we're gonna play it through, and then we're gonna kind of brainstorm and see what else makes sense to have in here. We'll play it from here.
World, if you wanna get the pearls, if you wanna be the king, you better get on your thing, get your dollars, get your cheddar, get your bacon, get your bread up, 'cause it's all about the money, because it's all about the money, because it's all about the money. Fucking lobsters for money. Money makes the world go round. Get paid if you're hungry. Nothing ever slows us down, so it's all about the money. So you better work for it, honey.
Yeah, down, can't use everything unless you want to feed everyone slop. Some generations are just better. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's why there's a lot of these generations that I don't include that we had originally on here. So, like, if I go back here, like, a lot of these, I was trying to do a laser deflection thing where the hand of Nux was going to use a gold coin to deflect a laser, but it didn't really work. Instead, it gave me some fucking Smurf hand. So, like, there's still a fair few that I still didn't use. Or this one right here, where, let me turn the audio off. Oh, the audio is off. Perfect. Where I wanted to do that sequence where this one, where it cuts through the wall. That's what I wanted originally, but in here, it didn't understand that. And it just had him walk into the room. Things like that. So, there's already a fair bit that I'm cutting out and I'm not including. And it's just trimming up even further to make it make more sense. So we still need to have some more stuff for the intro. I cannot spell kaleidoscope. Okay. I'm gonna do something with lobsters. What else do we want? The trailer I put, there was you saw the Tuhu was in the trailer, but that's not gonna be in the intro because the intro, the trailer was supposed to show a little more than just like the traditional intro. So there's that, but I'm trying to think what else to do. So kaleidoscope of lobsters underwater and an abstract art scene. Let's see what that comes up with. Going to work, want to watch more, but I'll be driving. Hey man, I greatly appreciate it. I am live, trying to be live by 7:30 a.m. CST every weekday. So I look forward to that. This weekend, I definitely going to be live at night playing Path of Exile 2 because I am so excited for this league. It's going to be a good time. Videos are pretty funny, a bit too offensive for most of my friends. Fresh Prez of DC? I have not. Great to see this being put together. Keep up the good work. Can't wait to see what will come up next. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. For me, I'm glad I was able to get Veo back. It has brought me a great deal of joy to be able to do this again. I was already having a kind of a good time being able to stream and talk to you guys before and playing some games, but now that I'm able to actually make content, show you guys how to make content, and be able to do it live with you guys is a good time. So yeah, as always, anything to support, the best way to support is to share videos with others. Obviously, money is always accepted. I'm never going to turn money down. Never going to ask for it. But there's that option. There's also merch that's available at themenacecrew.com. So yeah, all I care about is really just sharing a laugh. I also don't know why Kick isn't working. It's frustrating. And oh, here, let me also point another thing out that I just noticed that's absolutely scuffed is the Streamlabs, the Stream Elements thing is not fucking working for the chat. So it's been there the entire time, and I apologize that is just shit. So something's fucked. Probably gonna restart my computer after the stream today, but yeah, really frustrating. I hopped on right as I was stepping into the store for my morning beverage. Yeah, I get that. I was making fun of Biden Hunter. Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. So for me, I'm never going to do deep fake content. The reason one, legal reasons. I don't want to. I don't want to be in. I don't want someone to be mad at me and send a lawsuit my way because of that. B, I want to own my content. So that's another part of legal issues is I want to own all the content that I do. So if I put somebody's face on there, it's fucked. I could use somebody's name, but I'm not necessarily using their likeness. So there's that. And then 3 is I don't want to get anybody in trouble for anything, any unhidden shit that goes on in my content. So that's why I don't do any deepfake stuff. Some of the stuff that people do is funny. You know, I can get with it, but I will never do it because it's just not my thing. And also making things more original kind of makes it funny. So I want to make caricatures. That's what I want to do. Again, I'm not throwing shade at anybody that does do deepfakes at all, because I mean, hey, go for it. It's funny. It's a good time. It's just I'm not going to do that. So that's kind of where I am. Those 3 points kind of kill it for me. Also, with Veo, I can do it pretty easy. It's just not my thing. All right, so kaleidoscope of lobsters underwater. Is that good enough? Yeah, that'll be good as a little short segment. Okay. Okay, what else? What else can we have in this intro? Interior of the casino. Okay, so that's what we need. Interior of a lavish casino that is busy. Casino is China and anime themed. Slow motion. Let's see what that does. That's why I respect how you make everyone a caricature of their real selves. Yeah. There's I get lots of comments frequently on some of the earlier videos where people are very angry, I guess, that it does not, like, the Asmongold does not look like him because I'm not using a deep fake. They're disliking because it doesn't look like him. It's like, that's not the point, and it's in the fucking description as to why you don't do that. So I don't know, it's stupid. Not everything has to be a deep fake, in my opinion. So Yeah, we're just trying to come up with some more things to finish this. And what? Okay, here's the real question: what is the intro going to be? What do we want the intro to be of Tectone as this spy? What is he going to be doing? Because if we look at James Bond movies, the intro sequence is usually completely unrelated to what happens on the rest of the movie, right? So it'll be. I'm just trying to think what that could be. Batman AI scripts, Fresh Prez, bottom, Call of Duty AI videos. Call of Duty AI videos. That sounds funny, but yeah, fuck them. Yeah, absolutely. But it's still just one of those things where like I've said that I'm not gonna do it, and it is what it is. Next wasn't a deep fake. Just like, hey, we'll never know. We'll never know at this point because Nux hasn't shown his true face on stream, so we'll never really know. Okay. Tech chatting up a waifu girl. Yeah, but like the intro scene to a Bond film is always some sort of sneaking in, grabbing something, or doing something real quick, and then we're done. I need to think of something. Definitely Lobsters and Cash. Something doing that in the intro. Okay. I'll think of something. What is this? All right. That is just some hot ass trash right there. I said slow motion. What the fuck did it do? It sped it the fuck up. Okay. Filmed like a classic movie like Casino or Ocean's 11. Let's see, we'll get there. Did Brad get a song? He's not on right now. If he was on right now, we'd do it. He's not here right now. I have a friend who is into one of those VTubers. That's a guy. You know, they're dudes or they're chicks that are baiting 100%. VTubers only exist to goon and get people to give them money because they play into sexual deviancy. That's all it is. Lonely dudes play into them, or people that are thirsty for that they play into it, and that's it. They have no other purpose besides that. Anyone pretending it's otherwise is delusional. The people that are not doing that are the ones that are obviously not choosing those sorts of avatars and that sort of content. For example, Burnt Peanut, although he is adamant that he is a P-tuber, someone like that is very much using it for a good comedic purpose. But everyone else that does all the anime avatars and shit like that, and I guess Nux is also he's also an anomaly in that as well. But it's still kind of cringe. Who's that one fucking dude that always has that femboy girl retarded avatar and has a deep voice? That dude and that avatar is just, that's weird. I don't care if he has decent takes. It's weird. Intro. Pirate Downey Jr. is a gold member as villain, but totally fumbles his plans. Well, the thing is I don't. The intro is always Rev. Yeah, that dude. That his avatar is fucking weird. It's weird. That's just my opinion. I don't have a problem with the dude's takes or anything. His avatar is just weird. I think it's just, yeah. No. The difference between a P-tuber and a V-tuber? Well, a P-tuber is a peanut. At least according to him. So there's that. So how do you get him to talk? What do you mean, how do I get him to talk? Yeah, no, Rev is the one that I'm talking about. It's just, the avatar is just, with little ponytails and shit. Nah, that's fucking weird. It's so weird. Oh, I don't doubt that, Busby. I don't doubt that for a fucking second. Where's Brad? I think he's on at night, and so we'll try and get on at night. Yeah, exactly, Bird, 100%. It's the looking at the model, and then there's the voice and knowing who's on the other side. It's just, really, you're choosing this as your representation? This is your choice? You couldn't have done something better? I don't know. Yeah. So he's like the character from. So you're saying that Rev looks like a character out of Saints Row, just some super ripped dude, but has like blonde like double ponytails. Is that what you're or pigtails? Is that what you're saying? A line in Veo 3, wasting my. Okay, all right. Okay, perfect. So, Leopard, let me show you some stuff real quick. Actually, let me look and see. Is this kind of what I want? That's gonna work. We're gonna download that. Perfect. Okay, give me just a second while I load this up. It's gonna reload again. God damn it, dude. Yeah, what's going on here? We're not gonna talk about that right now. Okay. Yep, I don't know what's going on here. There is some shit generations that come out of my content. So, a lot of times, it doesn't say what I want it to. And so what I frequently will have to do in order to get it to better understand, well, what's the difference between a VTuber and a deepfake? Well, before Leopard, I show you what's going on. The difference between a VTuber and a deepfake is a VTuber is usually a motion capture thing that's for your face. And so you're projecting motion from your face onto an avatar. There are some actually pretty cool resources for that. For example, a game like Star Citizen, I know it's a scam, and I don't believe it's ever going to come out, even though they say it's going to. But there is facial capture in there for VoIP, so you can actually see somebody's facial expression. I think something like that is kind of neat. It's a really cool, it's cool tech. I don't see any value that it's going to have in game. No one's going to really use that unless they're role playing. But it's essentially motion capture, whereas deepfake is taking somebody's face and making them say something and using their likeness to perform an act. The biggest reason why you don't want to do that is why it's highly legally problematic is a lot of people do that for porn. So there's that problem. Upside for Nux is, yeah, he's portraying a guy and is a guy. Yeah, 100%. Would you rather look at us or Hanky? It sounds like we need some bloopers. Money's already spent. Yeah. So the way that it works, like there's so many bloopers and so many bad generations that happen. So we're gonna go back to this scene right here when I was trying to get Eli and Brandon to talk to one another. And originally I was trying to do Eli, Brandon, and Donut to talk to each other. So, how do we know you're real? I don't know. You tell me, buddy. So, as you can see, there's some generations that came up. And the only way that you can really do things is whenever you're doing your prompt in Veo, first off, You absolutely must. This is mandatory. You must give your character a name. So, for example, Eli, a short, chipper man, military crew cut, strong chin. And then I'm describing him further that he's mid-laugh, clad in bizarre ensemble, brown medieval tunic, adorned with vibrant retro 90s abstract pattern, medieval shorts, bright green cape, and Crocs. Right? So I gave him a name. I described him, and I said what some sort of action that he's doing. But the most important thing is I gave him a name first. I said Eli is. So Eli is, and then I described what he looks like. I did that also with Brandon and Donut to have them in there. If you choose to capitalize it or not, it's entirely up to you as to how you structure your prompt. But give them a name. Give your characters a fucking name. Super important that you do that because it can tokenize that later on, and it can help to form the way that a scene plays out. Now, when you do that, you then go into traditional script writing etiquette of saying Eli, Eli, Donut, Eli. And you pray, basically, when you click generate, that it did what you wanted. So, yeah. Isn't Star Citizen a cult at this point? Yep, 100%. Absolutely. Star Citizen is a cult. They refuse to acknowledge any criticisms about their game. I have been banned on many accounts on Spectrum for talking about their game. So I still have access, but yeah, generally speaking, it's a fucking shit show of a game. You left out Mexican for Eli? It is what it is at this point. And also, if I put Mexican in there, it'd make him a very, very brown Mexican. So he's pretty light skinned. I just know how Veo works. Slug was still available. He is in episode 3. So that is coming up. Anyways. Oh, sorry. Let me put on the sound. But actually, real quick, Leopard, you asked why I would generate things without the music. The reason I'm still using Veo to generate the visuals without using the sound or generating video or for just the video portion, not any lines of dialogue or anything like that, is because Veo, even without the dialogue and sound function that it does, it is still the absolute best when it comes to generating something consistently and with the highest possible quality. I have tried using Kling, I've used Runway, I've used every other generation that's out there, and nothing is able to actually compete with the fidelity that Veo is able to get. So it's a problem, and yeah, it's really difficult. Do a whole Lord of the Rings version using AI to make it better. No, Asmongold is not Gandalf. Tectone in this regard is going to be Gandalf because he got canceled, then he came back. So he's Gandalf, and Asmongold, as we all know, he's the one true king, so he's got to be Aragorn. So, could Gemini engineer a prompt for the characters in Veo 3? Yes. Yes, actually, I can show you guys what that looks like right now. So, yeah, these generations, these kind of worked. Oh, no audio was generated on that. I was freaking the fuck. I was like, what's even happening?
Holy fuck. Run, boys!
Like, I was trying to get the ferret to appear on the side of the road, just like, the ring race did in Lord of the Rings, but it wasn't working. And so that's why I went with the dialogue of him talking shit about the rap. But yeah, that's where it's going. So, yeah, lots of stuff. And I tried so fucking hard to get all of them in there at the same time. Donut, Eli, Fat Electrician, and it wasn't working, and this is what it was giving me, and I was getting really frustrated at the whole process because at this point it started just not understanding my prompt, and that's understandable. It's four unique characters. I have gotten 7 unique characters in a scene before. I have done that, but there is that. Who is Gimli? So Gimli. One second. Maybe this song will answer your question.
Shalom, my goyim and my gentiles, gather round the shtetl, put down your fiddles, forget the brisket, save your shekels for the show. Your friendly neighborhood rabbi, Mordecai Mortimer Goldsteinberg, has a tale to bestow. It's an Appalachian mitzvah, holy tradition passed down from my Zayd, who had a psychedelic vision. He was drilling for seltzer as a good Bubba should, but struck a vein of pure K-hole right there under the wood. He said L'chaim and took a sniff. His pale went askew, and thus was born the sacred rite of the Appalachian Mountain Dew. Appalachian Mountain Dews, mining ketamine from the holy caverns of Mount Shekel Glass Ravine. We skip the gold and silver, the diamonds are aboard. It's the sacred horse tranquilizer that our people searching for.
Yeah, so Moria is going to be named something else. I need to think of the best name for it. And instead of Mithril, it's ketamine. So with that, Nux is going to be the Gimli in that regard, just because I think it's fucking hilarious. Dwarves and Jews are very similar in that regard, so that's what we're going with. Do I need sample programs to get it to work good? No. No. All I need is Veo and Suno. That's all I really need. And then I have well, I'll show you the other tools in just a second because we're gonna generate some stuff for Nux. Do I pay for Suno and everything else is free? No, so I bought Suno. I paid for the annual membership. I got that back in March, which is why I've been able to still do that. And then I recently got Veo back. Veo is, I think, $60 a month right now. It used to be $125 a month. So it's very expensive still. And I know that they doubled the generations that you get from your subscription. So there is that at least. But yeah, all I really need is Suno and then Veo and then whatever editing program that you choose. So glad you brought up Gimli. Yeah, Nux, and I know that Nux probably expects himself to be the Smeagol because that's kind of been what his characters look like, but he's not Smeagol. He's not. We're gonna have somebody else that's the Smeagol, and I gotta think about who I want that to be. I have a couple ideas. Maybe it's going to be because who wants the N box? Who wants to reclaim it for themselves? Is that going to be PewDiePie? Is that going to be Pirate Downey Jr.? Who is that going to be that's going to be trying to reclaim the N box? Who's the person that is most likely to open and use the N box? So we got to think about that one. Yeah, everything, the only free software that I use is DaVinci Resolve. Everything else is unfortunately paid for. There isn't a good free experience out there. There's nothing free for video there's nothing that is good that exists. There's obviously free alternatives to all of this. There's all sorts of stuff that's out there, but nothing that's on the same level of quality. So, we ever get that? Yeah, what he's gonna ask for the reward? Yeah, I don't know. I just to give you guys a little bit more context too about what's happening in the series. So we have the Gimli, or not sorry, we have Gimli that's obviously gonna be next. The rest of the characters we kind of already know. I gotta think about who's gonna be Boromir and who's gonna be Legolas. But outside of that, we're gonna just kind of go for it, and we're really only in episode 3 is going to be the last time that we do the Lord of the Rings D&D thing as an intro to an episode, and it's going to end at the Mines of Moria. Probably what I'm going to do, because I do think it'd be funny to do a whole Lord of the Rings. That's going to be the only time, or one of the few times, I'm going to do a GoFundMe at that point to actually finish out the Lord of the Rings series as a standalone episode. So, probably going to do GoFundMe for that, because it's going to be very expensive just to generate everything for it. And I want to do the entire trilogy in one thing. Obviously, it'll be condensed, but I'm thinking it's still going to be like an hour and a half long, if I wanted to do it right. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing if people really want to do that after episode 3. So if we get to that point, then we'll do it. But yeah, continuing from, it's going to get to the Mines of Moria. They're going to get right to the end of that. They're not going to get to the Elven Village, but right after they get out of the mines is then we're going to get to, we're just going to stop doing that as a bit for the season. Just because I think at that point it'll be a little overdone. Like I felt it's a little too much to do in episode 2 after I did that. But part of that's also my fault for doing a really shitty job of it in the first place. So that's also why 2.1 is going to happen before episode 3. So that's kind of where I'm going with it. Wormtongue is Destiny or Sneeko. Ooh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Still working on Tectone vid? Yeah, we're still working on that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think who the most likely person to open the inbox would be. In short, Tectone's going to pay for it. I don't know. If he pays for it, cool. If he doesn't, I mean, I don't know. I haven't asked him for anything, and I won't ask him for anything, because it's not my place to ask someone for any of their money. If people would like to contribute to something or make an offer, great. But I am not going to outright just ask and plead and beg somebody for any of that. If it really comes down to it, I'm just going to make a GoFundMe and put it up, and whoever puts stuff up, it's going to go up. Wait, did I talk about how to get what? Hassan will be Sauron? Yeah, Hassan's already going to be Sauron. How to get the right characters to say the lines? Well, let me show you. That was just talking about the descriptions. So we have... Nope, that's not where I did that. Nope, not there. Not there. God, it sure would help if I actually fucking named what my shit was. Okay. So, how did I actually get that? This is just the best example that I currently have in my mind of getting the right characters to say the right things. It's also a pretty significant blooper reel, and it's kind of important. Okay. So this is how long it took me to actually, as you can see from the scrolling, this is how long it took me to actually get the horse track scene done. And I'm going to show you why. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I'll think about who that would be. But how much money does a typical video like the one I just posted cost? Like $100 ish, depending. Like it depends on what's involved. It depends on how much I struggle on a given scene. So, and I'll show you what that means. Okay. So originally, I was just, okay, this should be easy. They're in a car, they get out of it, they talk about betting. That should be all that's needed in this scene. So this is the first one that I got.
Wait, why are we at the track again?
Come on, man. I have to get my daily bets on.
Fuck it, why not? Let's go.
Right? And for context, I clearly put King Zach as the first one to talk, then Techie, and then King Zach. Didn't work. Again, same prompt.
Wait, why are we at the track again?
Come on, man. I have to get my daily bets on.
Fuck it, why not? Let's go.
Okay, that one worked, and that was the second generation. So the first one, I was like, okay, that's a fluke. We're gonna just generate again. We're gonna see what's happening again. Every single one of these you guys see is $1. So yeah, it's expensive, but you just have to eat it. You have to soak up the fucking cost. There's nothing you can do about it. It fucking sucks, right? But you want to still have your script, right? Because I still have Tectone as his character labeled here. I have Asmongold as his character labeled here. I have these labeled as I need to, and I have them defined, and then I'm also saying what's happening. So, like, I'm being descriptive still in what's going on, and this did work in this scene. It's just how they got out of the car was fucking awful. And so I kept going over and over again to try and get it. Here, yep, they're on each other's lap. Yep, that sounds about right.
On Condor.
That's bitch money.
And here, I don't know, or they were in a truck because I forgot to remove some stuff.
$5,000 on Condor.
That's bitch money. I got 50K on speed.
Who the fuck is Speed?
And they just keep changing back and forth. I don't know why it did that. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, we're going to go again. And this generation wasn't sitting right with me on how they got out of the car, so I went back and started generating it. He just appeared there. I immediately shit-canned the generation.
That's bitch money. I got 50K on Speed.
Who the fuck is Speed?
Another person back here. Again, you're right, because Leopard does the quotes help. This helps a lot. This right here, where you're writing it like a script, helps immensely. Is it perfect? Obviously not. But this helps so much. I cannot stress to you at how much easier it is to write dialogue between two characters doing it this way than it is any other way. So I'll highly recommend that if you do this, this is what you do. Very important. So, still not right. Yep, did the first pass of Condor to see, okay, did this work? Great. The car is still driving. Wait. He phases through the car, immediately disregard. Okay, so I thought to myself, okay, so here it had this dumb idiot in the background talking. Let's just cut it out so we just have the two characters that are in there.
I got $5,000 on Condor.
That's bitch money. I got 50K on Speed.
Okay, again, here I had, right here, I said that was supposed to be for something that King Zach was saying. Didn't work. Also, I just want to point out, that coat is fire. I'd rock that coat. That's such a sick coat. It's so dumb, but it's fucking sick. Like, that right there is drip. Come on, dude. That's something. Let's see. Let me look up. When I try the prompt to get out of the car, would be Techie gets out the door. Yeah, you can be more. So, Keith, you're right that you can do something similar, but it also isn't perfect. It also can be pretty fucky from time to time to do something like that. It depends on if Veo decides to understand what it is at that moment in time. Like you have to be, in order for that to work, you can't just say that they get out the car door to the right or anything like that. You have to be very specific of saying, okay, King Zach is in the driver's seat, Tectone is in the passenger seat. One exits the passenger door, the other exits the driver's side door. You have to be more, descriptive when you're doing it. Like, I understand what you're saying, and I don't disagree, but you need to be if you want to go down that route, you have to be more descriptive than otherwise. $1 per gen, $100 a video is pretty efficient. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, let me bring up a calculator really quick. So, the average video I do is about 9 minutes times, or I guess that I'm doing now is about 9 minutes. So, on paper, it's about $67.50 worth of, I guess $68 technically, of clips that are just in the video itself. But when we're talking about alternate generations for a 9-minute video, you're talking at least $100, sometimes as high as $150. Some of the original episodes that I did, just because of how fucky it was to get those started in the first place, those were upwards of $200 just because I was trying to figure out Veo and, to begin with. So this isn't a beginner-friendly thing at all. This is definitely something that is requires some money to do, and also why I can't, without figuring something out, it's not going to be for very much longer that I can do this, or at least often. So there's that. Let's see. It's crazy that AI could generate their whole conversation based on just their description and 3 lines of dialogues. Yeah. 100%. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just going back through chat real quick. Yes. So, Jim, I actually do have that sound effect that I am going to put in there. So that is going to be a thing. Sorry. Just going back through. It's not Japanese, it's Japanese. Yep, that sounds good. Get to $20, that'd be fantastic. It doesn't always generate, but thank you for the insight. The best thing I can do is to describe the characters. Also, let's see. So here, this is the one that actually made it in the episode.
I got $5 grand on Condor. That's bitch money. I got 50K on Speed. Who the fuck is Speed? You'll find out, buddy.
Right, and so here, it actually worked. It worked for once. So it just, sometimes you just have to keep generating and you have to eat the cost. That's kind of all you can do. It sucks. And I wish there was a better way to generate, to guarantee that. I know Google is working on doing a better job, but right now, unfortunately, it's just soaking up generations to try and get it done. I mean, all of these were all just failed generations just to try and get that very short racetrack scene. Every single one of these. So all of these up to here, that's a bunch of money that was wasted. It is what it is, but it's just one of those things. Let's see. Imperfections and glitches add so much charm. Yeah. No, I agree. I do, but I also don't want it to be so blatant and obvious. There's some things that I don't really care about, like when Peggy tries to open the book and it kind of folds and is all weird and shit. Yeah. So, the guy bathrobe with 69 New Balance. Yeah, no, it's so good. There's 2 different lives. Jack, dude, Here's the problem, Jack. This is also so that people can also understand their own stream. So to get like alerts and stuff on stream, which I've been fucking with, I'm probably gonna stop doing that because I do want to keep the alerts going, but the overlay is clearly, as you can see, it's stopped and not working. I don't know why. Really dumb. And then it really conflicts with Restream and with SE Live, the Stream Elements Live. So if something's not working right, I don't know what it is. Probably what I'm going to do, I'm going to uninstall the SE Live plugin because it's not working or doing anything that I want it to do, and instead just go back to Restream and then use the Stream Elements overlay. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. But right now, I don't know why it keeps making duplicate streams or anything like that. It's really dumb, really annoying. I apologize. I'm so sorry that's a thing. A song at $3 and at 3 minutes 50 seconds costs the same. No, so the songs on Suno are 10 credits. My subscription comes out to roughly like $8 a month or so, and that gives me 5,000 generations. So that's 500 songs that I can generate. Like it's a no-brainer to be able to do that. And actually, no, hold on. Is that right? 5,000 credits, 10 credits a song. Yes, that is correct. 500 songs. So when it comes to Suno, really, really easy and really, really cheap to do.
Yo, dude, thanks for the tip.
Oh. Hey, look at that. See, that worked, but the chat is still fucked. That's wonderful. I'm going to move that, and I'm going to put my breakfast right here. So the tips work. There's that, which is fun. And Jim, thank you so much for that. Miss your live stream. Lobsters for money. Yeah, no, it's so good. We're gonna listen to some of the songs that are gonna be in the episode too to kind of show that off. Let's see, James Bond style techie videos. It's gonna be so good. Stuff like Peggy in the book added the humor. Yeah, I agree. It was funny, and so I left it in there. But sometimes when people just phase through things, I try and get rid of it. The only downside is that on episode 2, for full disclosure, when I was doing episode 2, I did that after being up for 32 hours or so. I'd been up for a whole day after a shift, and I was like, I need to get this out because I promised that it was gonna get out. I try and stick to my promises as best I can. And so I sat down, I did that. I didn't sleep. I got that episode done at 4 a.m. I had to get to work and be at work at 5 a.m. And then, so I was rushing. That was not a good episode. Episode 2 is not good at all to my standards. And there's a lot of things that slipped through that otherwise I would have normally not allowed. For example, Peggy phasing through the counter. Things like that bothered me. And it also definitely felt like a very, very stupid, a stupider than normal episode. So there's that. 500 minutes or more. No. So the way that Suno works, Suno isn't by. So Zozen with Veo, I can quantify the time because every single clip that's generated in Veo is at most 8 seconds. So 8 seconds per clip is what you get, and that's how you can look at a video, and then you divide it by, minutes, amount of minutes times 60 divided by 8, and that's how much money it would cost for just the raw clips. That's not talking about clips that are cut short or anything like that, so just keep that in mind. Also, in Suno, your songs, it's 10 credits per 10 credits per song, and a song can be up to 8 minutes in length. So you're not paying per minute on your songs for Suno. You're paying per song that it generates. So I hope that makes a little bit more. Don't put periods, but add commas throughout the prompt, or the prompt would fragment and not work. That depends on a lot, right? you do want to fragment your prompt. So whenever I'm describing somebody, it is one big thing where I use commas to describe who they are, right? So that is something that I do. And then when I'm talking about the scene, so when I have the characters here, and then I have the scene, and then I have the dialogue. Yeah. How much is a credit on Suno? $500 credits is $4. Hold on, let me get a calculator out. No. So Suno, it's about roughly speaking, and this is just buying credits, based off of the $4 mark right there. It's 8 cents per song. Now it is cheaper for the monthly subscription, so buying credits is a lot more expensive than the monthly subscription. So I'm at $8 a month, and I get 2,500 credits. So that's up to 500 songs. So that comes out to about a penny a song, maybe 2 pennies a song. So Suno is very cheap and very affordable. Highly recommend it. That's also on the yearly subscription. If you go on the monthly one, it's a little bit more, but it's worth it still, in my opinion. Yeah, that's kind of where that is. But yeah, so we're still there's still nothing perfect about doing the generations or figuring it out. You just kind of have to do it. And this was a lot of like the throwaway scene, the 8-second scene with Shinya, all over the place. It was kind of frustrating to get that right, but it is what it is. And then this was for some other shit that I put in here on accident. But yeah. That's that. Oh yeah, the Roach Commander. Okay. So I think I'm gonna add one more scene. I do want to eat my breakfast. I think what I'm going to do, are those credits permanent or do they fall off at the end of the period? So for the credits, if you do Suno, you always keep your credits that you purchase. If you have anything from the monthly subscription, if your subscription lapses, then you lose anything from the subscription. But if you bought anything, you get to keep it. With Veo, I had some credits already in there, and the reason why I couldn't access them is because I wasn't a subscriber to it anymore, so I wasn't able to access the credits that I had paid, but they're still there. Make music, it's cheaper. Yeah, no, I've been making lots of music. But real quick, what I am going to do, I'm probably going to stream again tonight. I very much want to eat my breakfast. I am quite hungry. But before I do that, I want to show you guys a few things with the music that's going to be for the episode so that you guys can get an idea of what's going on. And then later tonight, Brad, I know he is not on right now, but when he is on tonight, he is going to get his song. I promise that. And we also are going to work on the actual intro action sequence, but we're going to listen to some of the music that we created last night, so you guys can understand the vibe of where things are kind of going with this episode. I don't mind kind of having it out in the open because it's a standalone deal, so that's what we're going to do. Veil, there isn't a... Suno is the absolute best when it comes to any sort of music. Everything else is just... it doesn't come close. Udio... Refusion, any of that, not even close. Suno has the absolute best generation that's out there. It's not comparable. I have tried all of them. I've tried all of them recently too. So like I've tried the free versions, and a lot of them actually make their premium models free for a little bit, for a little trial. Just use a throwaway email or whatever. But just saying, when you're using any of these products, it's one of those things where you want to use the best available, and Suno is where it's at. So let's see. I think this is the one that we're gonna have as background music, sort of in the beginning. I was actually listening to the in the car, and when I was dropping my daughter off today. Thankfully, it didn't get followed by the Repo Man, so one up there. And here we go. This is going to be kind of probably in the intro sequence. So I think that's going to be in the intro sequence, because it came out sounding really, really good. There is actually a point in this song, I listened to the whole thing through. There's a point where it actually tries to bring in the fucking Lobsters for Money lyrics, even though it's an instrumental track. Ends up sounding really fucking terrible. I may go through and remove those vocals, but for right now, this is what I'm going to go through. If you have questions about another one doing AI content, can I ask you? 100%, absolutely. No, I don't try and gatekeep or anything like that. I always want to tell people exactly what's good, what's worth it, and because I've tried a bunch of them, and that's a big problem that people run into. There is so much AI out there that you don't really know what the fuck's going on, and you can really, really make a big mistake getting something. So I want to make sure that people are able to get good shit. So, yeah. Okay, so that's kind of there in the intro sequence. We have obviously the theme.
Fucking lobsters for money. Money makes the world go round. Get paid if you're hungry.
Right. Okay. So those are the two themes, and then we also have the other one that's the actual good instrumental that I know isn't fucking dog shit. That one is going to be more in the main theme, or more in the main part of the action. So when I generated that one, that is also available on SoundCloud. So when I generated that one, that's what gave me the original idea for doing the James Bond-esque sort of shit. But that's all. That's gonna be in there as kind of your background slow sort of shit. I'll generate some more stuff here and there because I want to have some more music in the background as things happen. The other portion too that I spoke about is Nux is going to be in there, and he is going to be a counterpart to Techie as he is in there, and he is the Splinter Cell-esque type character. I need to generate some more music for him because I want to have a few more tracks. I have one that's more like, all right, we're actively going in here. I need something that's a little bit sneakier, and I have an action sequence. But I'm going to play the 2 tracks that I have. So this is more of like, okay, action sneaking around and trying to get through stuff. Well, it's more. I know that one's a little too fast. That's more of. It's. I have an idea of where it's gonna go, but that is too fast for just generic sneaking. It's more of action sneaking, I guess. So that's kind of what that is. And then let's see. AI still needs work on object permanence. 100%. No, I agree. Absolutely. It'll get there. Guarantee it. I don't know when, but it'll get there. If I had to put money on it, within the next 3 years, guaranteed. But, and then this is kind of the action escape sort of thing, and this is using the Menace Crew theme. So we're gonna listen to this for just a little bit. So that's a good escape theme, I feel, and I think that's what we're gonna go with there. AI Doom band I found on YouTube recommendations called Evil Chicken. You want to see how easy it is to make Doom music? And we're just going to use that idea of Evil Chicken. We'll see what we can do here. Good workout song. I have some pretty good adding negative prompts help with 3D contortions and art. It can. Yeah, no, that's shit. We're just really fucking with things real quick. Too slow to have an escape. You have the menace. We'll see. We'll fuck with it. Okay, here we go. We got this, and then Like, you can do some shit like that pretty easy. Evil Chicken, Chuck Norris. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you can make, if you can describe it pretty well, you can make some shit. Or there was a this one that was okay. Like, I don't know. There's a lot you can do with it. I think with AI songs, it's all about the lyrics. That's what really matters. And then how you prompt the track itself. Like, here's some of these. It's just doom rock or doom metal. Like, there's a lot of shit you can do with this. And so, like, if I were to look at some of the hardstyle stuff that I've done, like, let's take. I think this one's okay. Not the best. It really struggles to do things with electronic music, but when it comes to more traditional sort of things, it's pretty good. I've generated quite a bit of hard music because that's kind of what I really like. I really enjoy this style of thing. And there's only one track that I've gotten that actually, or I guess two technically, but only one that actually sounds fucking great. And hitting button, that was easy. Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. Like a lot of, like, if you just want to do a rock song, something like that, as long as you describe it well enough, you can get it. But if you want something that's more of a dance anthem, that takes a little bit more effort to get something that's out there in a different genre. Like if you want like a ghetto house track, you want acid house, something like that, that's pretty easy to do, generally speaking, just to generate stuff. And if you generate enough, you're going to get a banger. But if you want something that's a more niche genre, like a drum and bass or whatever the case may be, it's going to be very difficult to get that thing. So this is the only track that I actually generated that is worth a fuck. And just to kind of give you guys an example. So this is the original. Right? The lyrics though. So that was the actual first track that I ever produced and put out there, and that's also the first music video that I put out, because I was just like, man, that sounds great. Let's do that. Can you please replay the last song? I'm gonna play actually the remix of this, which is a lot better. So this is actually the remix to it. Like, that was a cover. I expected nothing out of it. And it was, to me, that is a fucking banger of a cover of that track. The one intro thing I had was more based. Which one? Because that, to me, that was, like, the fact that I got that out of AI was extraordinarily impressive. The one intro thing I had. Which intro thing? The Doom Rock. I don't know which one you're talking about. Reminds you of something you can't quite place. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, there's just something about it that just, it sounds fucking great. The other thing too. So Dance with the Roaches. That song actually had quite a few different original versions. So this is the one that everybody knows. Okay, so that's the one that I put out there, right? That was the one that was on there. It was good. It was decent. People liked it. There was a lot of other generations that came along with it. So here's a couple of them.
Dance with the roaches. Yeah. Party with the ballos. Yeah. Trash all over the floor. Trash all over the floor. Looking out my window, out the corner of my eye. See a little roach, a little creature crawling by.
Like, there's some of that. There's the Ghetto Tech one.
Roaches, yeah. Party with the ball lords, yeah. Trash all over the floor. Trash all over the floor. Looking out my window, out the corner of my eye. See a little.
So that was another contender that I thought was okay. And then this, so it was between the Chicago House and the Electro Swing that I went with. The Electro Swing, I almost did. So we'll listen to that because it's also pretty, again, also impressive what it's able to do.
Dance with the roaches. Party with the ball lords.
Trash all over the floor.
Trash all over the floor. All over the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Looking out my window, out the corner of my eye. See a little roach, a little creature crawling by. A little dance in my room, a little roach on my floor. Let's do the dance some more. See the ball lords partying up in the room. It's like a dance off at a ball lord saloon. The roaches do the cha-cha, the ball lords do the twist. I just wanna dance with the roaches like this.
So that also made it there. But I went with the other one because it sounded more party-like. There's just, whenever you're doing anything with Suno, there's just a whole lot that you have to keep. There's lots of generations. And also, by the way, these are only the ones that I liked. So if I unchecked that, you'd see all the other alternate generations that were shit that I fucking hated and I didn't end up going with. But, you know, usually when you're making music, and there's also like last night, if you were to watch the stream that we did last night, there's a lot of the generations that I did for the theme song that for Lobsters for Money that just it just wasn't working. It wasn't good. You just got to keep doing it over and over again. Is YouTube on a 10 or 30 second delay? No idea. And I know it took me a little bit to get that. Proper Jam. It's decent. That's decent enough. I have a good time with it. So let's see. If you want to see what the delay is, let's go ahead and you can put a 1 in chat real quick. I'll let you know when I see it. I'll watch chat and see what happens. And industrial rock song of Dancing with the Roaches. We can do that. We'll see. We'll try that here in a second. And still waiting. Still haven't seen a 1. Haven't seen a 1. There we go. Just saw 1. All right. So there you go. There's the delay. I can fix that. Yeah. Okay. I'll fix it. All right, but because Case has requested it. Last night, it didn't show up in Sweden. Really? Interesting. So, Keith, we're going to do your request real quick because we'll see. You know what? We're going to do fun. Let's do a cover because that sounds like a good time to me. And you wanted industrial rock. Fun, catchy, pop hit. Let's see what we get. 28 seconds, yeah. I can get that lower. I haven't fucked with anything. I haven't fucked with my settings. That's what you get with your chat on Kick. Is Kick up right now? Because Kick, it wasn't letting me stream to Kick earlier, and I'm really mad about it. Okay, here you go, Keith. This is from your mind's eye. I'm going to show you the mistake that people have about asking for songs. All right, let's do it without a cover.
Dance with the roaches, yeah. Party with the ballers, ooh, yeah. Trash all over the floor, yeah, 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 yeah. Looking out my window, out the corner of my eye.
Well.
Dance with the roaches, yeah. Party with the ballers.
Yeah, I can take it or leave it. Wasn't Streamlabs screwed up? Update happened. Oh, great! I absolutely love the fact that I did not get a notification that an update happened. That's fucking. It's pretty good, if you say so. I mean, it's not really my genre of music, but if you want it, oh, can't just post it in chat because I don't have fucking Restream. It's fine. It's fine. There is no problem. It's fine. You don't need to worry about it. Okay. Just because we can, let's do this. Let's do grimy, heavy, trap, catchy, danceable, top hit, wild, party vibes. Let's see what we can do. Oh, no. Let's also do very funk. When you're with your descriptions also, or your styles, by the way, so some of these you usually want to always have the genre style that you want. You can describe some of the instrumentals. You can describe the way that you kind of want it to be, but you always want your style. You want some sort of like talking about in emotion, and then you want to describe the vibe of it. So the emotion can be like if it's wild, if it's a party vibe, something like that. You can say that it's for a festival, catchy, if it's fun, stuff like that. And you want to just be descriptive in that way, or you can do something where a soft cinematic orchestral piece in Grand Fantasy style. That's also something that you can do, and it's important that you use that sort of language when you're generating your music. Kick had updates last night. Great. Yeah, Streamlabs screwed up. Yeah, I don't know. I just need to fucking deal with it. All right, we're gonna listen to these few here, and then I'm probably gonna bounce for the morning, eat my breakfast, and then I will be on later tonight. So let's listen to these, and maybe one of these is decent. Maybe it's not, but fuck it.
Dance with the roaches. Party with the bolos. Trash all over the floor. Trash all over the floor. Yeah.
Nope.
Dance with the roaches. Party with the bolos.
Better.
Trash all over the floor. Looking out my window, out the corner of my eye. See a little roach, a little creature crawling by. A little dance in my room, a little roach on my floor. Come on, little roachy, let's do the dance some more. See the Ballos party, yeah, up in the room. It's like a dance off at a Ballos saloon. The roaches do the cha-cha, the Ballos do the twist. I just wanna dance with the roaches like this. Dance with the roaches, dance with the roaches. Party with
Okay.
Dance with the roaches, yeah. Party with the ballos, yeah. Trash all over the floor, trash all over the floor, yeah. Yeah. Looking out my window, out the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
Dance with the roaches. Yeah. Party with the bolos. Ooh, yeah. Trash all over the floor. Trash all over the floor. Yeah. 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 Looking out my window, out the corner of my eye. See a little roach, a little creature crawling by. A little dance in my room, a little roach on my floor. Come on, little roachy, let's do the dance some more. See the ballos partying up in the room. It's like a dance off at a ballos saloon. The roaches do the cha-cha, the ballos do the twist. I just want to dance with the roaches like.
It's okay. I don't think I want to play that anywhere, but it's okay. It's the worst fucking thing I've ever heard, but it's also, it's whatever. And that's what I mean is you can give it all these different things. Let's see. Let's try more. Let's see. What about a band or song you want to copy? Actually, you know what? Let's do that right now. Com Trues. And boom. And boom. So what you can do is you can type in the band here under style, click this button, it'll look at it and it'll generate something that's kind of close to it. Sometimes it's close, sometimes it's not. Really depends if it understands what the fuck it is in the first place. But generally speaking, you can put something in there and it'll shit out something that's close to the style of the artist that you want. There is that. Best songs from 1980 to 2006. You could do something like that. But that's more of that's too wide a genre for it to really understand. Like it'll understand happy humor. It even does live stuff, and I'll show you what that sounds like in a second. So okay, here we go. Com Trues. Okay. That sounds decent. Keith, are you God damn it, Keith. It hates your suggestion so much, it's not even doing it. So, there you go. That should tell you everything you need to know about that. Could it create something for 2025? Yeah, I mean, probably. Wait, I'm not done yet. No, it's okay. Yeah, so there you go. We can't do Nickelback because it refuses to do Nickelback. Oh, that's good. We'll listen to the other one real quick. I thought it was gonna Rickroll me for a second. That one works. That one's decent. Let's see. Deadmau5 would know that. Yeah, 100%. No fucking way it doesn't know what that is. I am going to describe it because I know what he is. He's progressive, house, analog, synths, 4/4 beat, catchy melodies, and I mean, I'm just if I had to describe him, that's what I would fucking call it. But yeah, some Nickelback, definitely not. Deadmau5, I don't know why it doesn't understand that. The only reason I can think of is he blacklisted his name. Only thing I can think of, because it should know that. The first two best notes were very foreboding.
Dance with the roaches! Looking out my window, out the corner of my eye. See a little roach, a little creature crawling by.
That sounds like something shit out of Vice City.
Dance with the roaches. Party with the ballers. Ooh yeah. Trash all over the floor. Trash all over the floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, it sounds fucking great. He's watching it right now. Oh no.
Destiny Hassan and Ethan Allegation Revenge, Child Porn, and more from Abba and Preet. Watching it online for you guys. This is a trailer. Also, Tuhu does not look ugly enough. New Donovan Felipe Bongwater 4.
It's not
Video
Felipe.
just
It's Don Penis Bongwater. You got to get it right, buddy. I know it wasn't fucking Tectone saying that, but Muda Muda. Come on, man. I mean, I appreciate it, but still.
I've already watched this offline, but I'm watching it online for you guys. This is a trailer. Also,
I'm glad
Tuhu
he's seen it.
Does not look ugly enough. I can't wait for this to drop. A video all about me, man. My favorite person. It's amazing. Fucking lobsters for money. Such a banger.
Money makes the world go round. Get paid if you're hungry. Nothing ever slows
I knew he'd watch it
down,
offline, by the
so
way.
it's all about the money. So you better work for it. Honey, if you wanna make it in this world, if you wanna get the pearls, if you wanna be the king, you better get on your thing, get your dollars, get your cheddar, get your bacon, get your bread, cause it's all about the money, because it's all about the money. Because it's all about the money.
Oh my god. What up? Hey, the other thing.
Fucking lobsters for
I'm glad he enjoyed it, though.
It's so good, bro. Fucking lobsters for money.
Congratulations.
Money makes the world go.
I'm now gonna fucking take that. I'm gonna take that. Hey, Asobi, we're gonna take that shit, and we're gonna have an outro version with Tectone singing. How does that sound? That sounds good to me.
Go around, those illegal immigrants.
Let's say I want to go through this wall. I break through the wall. What happens?
I definitely. This sounds fucking awesome to watch. Bots confirmed, boys. Tectone mentioned WestJet. Oh, great.
There we go.
All
Okay.
right. Okay, we'll watch.
Yeah, he's just going through the daily scramble. Oh. I stuck in the 80s now. Yeah, no, that song was pure 80s. Sorry, I went on a fucking tangent just trying to see you. I'm glad he watched it. I figured he was gonna watch it offline. Totally figured that he would do that if he didn't watch it on stream. It is what it is, instead of saying the pure reaction, but I'm glad that he really enjoyed it. This little fucking piece of shit. I need to find hold on, let me find it. I need to find this video because where the fuck is it? Give me a second. This fucking little scumbag cheating cunt. 1 second, where the fuck is the video? I left a very negative comment because they are absolutely fucking retarded. This one.
Gamebot's field of view.
Okay. Yeah, this dude that's talking about this is first off, the dude is absolutely 100% aimbotting. I've spoken about it. I'll talk about the lobster thing in just a minute too, by the way. So that way we can get all the context about the lobsters out of the way. I think it'll be a good time. But anyway, this piece of shit. First off, anybody that's making videos saying that it's a quote soft aimbot, there's no such thing. That's not fucking real. It's an aimbot. It's just a config file. For example, and I don't mind talking about this. Back in 2008, 2009, somewhere around there, I decided I was fresh out of high school, needed money. And so I started helping some cheat company make hacks for Call of Duty 4. We had the actual world's fastest aimbot. and I can prove. I'll show you guys a video of what that looks like. But we verifiably had the world's fastest aimbot, and going through that, I know that there are config files where you can change every last little thing about it. And believe it or not, out of the box, an aimbot is not going to be perfect. You do actually need to tune it. You do need to actually change your configs and make it exactly the way you want it to be. But you can tune them pretty fucking hard. But there's no such thing as a soft aimbot. That's not a fucking thing. You either have an aimbot or you don't. So anyone that says soft aimbot is absolutely stupid. But this piece of shit for aimbotting, they are absolute scum of the goddamn earth. Because, you know, saying, oh, yeah, their aim isn't perfect. It's like, yeah, that's because their fucking settings so they don't have a perfect aim, so they actually have recoil, so that they have spread, instead of having no recoil and no spread. So they don't want to be super fucking obvious about it. So yeah, anyone that says soft aimbot, they are immediately a stupid piece of shit trying to invent some new terminology that makes no sense for anything that's happening. For 7CI bug. Let's see if this will come up. Heck, this one. Okay. So this is actually what originally I had helped. I didn't help program, and I helped test things. And just real quick before this goes up, Punkbuster. I'll talk about the whole Call of Duty 4 cheats and also modern cheats and kind of how they get around a lot of things. But just for context on this, I helped find the penetration values at all distances across all materials in Call of Duty 4 so that it could be properly programmed into the aimbot. This, at the time, this was the only, or actually to this date, I believe, it is still the only aimbot in Call of Duty that actually could track people through walls, shoot them through walls, if the bullet penetration was actually going to kill them. So that is a thing. And so this is what we were able to create. It legitimately is the world's fastest aimbot. It was absolutely indiscriminate. It knew exactly what it could penetrate through. It was, without a doubt, the most disgusting thing that has ever been created by man. And there is not a single aimbot that has gotten close to it. I know it's a scummy, super shitty thing to say, but I actually do have pride in how goddamn fast this was. Anyways, there is no such thing as a soft aimbot. It is absolutely stupid. And the reason, actually, why a lot of games are no longer just client or dedicated server based is because of a thing called Archon. For those of you that don't know what Archon is, Call of Duty 4 is one of the last games that had Punkbuster. Punkbuster is an absolute shit tier anti-cheat that doesn't do a goddamn thing except for get rid of the public scripts that people poorly make. Anything that's actually professionally done, it got around Punkbuster every single time without question. And so with this, as you can see, people obviously appreciated what was happening. There's other things that 187CI did with Battlefield 3. They had it so that you could shoot a revolver anywhere in the map and instantly kill everybody on the opposite team. Same thing with throwing C4, stuff like that. A lot of things that they did that you can't do anymore because there is no direct Archon to get rid of. And Archon used to be the thing that was your anti-cheat console. Right, so you either log in through PHP, you use command line, or you'd have something provided by your generation thing, or your server provider would provide an Archon panel. And Call of Duty 4 and also a lot of the Call of Duties are actually based on Quake. So they use the Quake architecture for a lot of the Archon. And what you can do is you could DDoS the Archon by brute forcing the password in order to get through there. Now, some of them had secondary Archon panels and ways of managing the server that didn't rely on Archon in order to work. So what you could do is if a server had one of those, and out at the time, this was 2010, something like that, there was still thousands and thousands of servers online for Call of Duty 4. I would say at maybe 0.1% had something that didn't, that could actually get around it. And let's see, yeah, penetration was a thing on YouTube. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. Just find out pride in software, even if that software was for scumming use. Yeah, 100%. But so the thing is that when you have when you had Archon, you would go into a server, you would DDoS the Archon so they couldn't ban you, and some people would do that in order to say, hey, payment or send me money on PayPal and I'll unblock your Archon. And so when you DDoS somebody's Archon, you usually start it a couple minutes before you get in, so it has the longest time to like actually prevent anything from happening. You do that, you go into the server, you say, hey, pay me money. People would pay you money, and then you would unblock their Archon, and every single admin action that was taken during the time that you were in there raging would then all of a sudden just happen all at once, and then everybody that got banned, muted, anything like that, it would immediately happen. There's a lot of things that you could really do with that, and it was really, really gross. But Call of Duty, to my knowledge, still has some Quake-based architecture in it, but because it's no longer a single vector of attack, you can't do the same sort of DDoS in order to prevent being banned. Instead, you have to just completely circumvent their banning thing if that's what you want to do. But this used to be the way to do that when Call of Duty and all of them... Come here, kitty. When all of they put the onus on server operators to manage their servers and their communities. Now, because they don't do that, now Activision Blizzard, and all those other fucking people, they're all in charge of that. So... that's what you got. Let's see. Slow down, go eat something. I will in just a second. Punkbuster blocked more clean players than cheaters. Yes, Punkbuster was absolutely shit. Punkbuster was a horrible fucking program. The best program that I have seen for anti-cheat that is... I mean, BattlEye is okay, and VAC is pretty good. Outside of that, I mean, the Valorant one is pretty good, but that's because it has total control of your computer, and you can get banned for having things like Cheat Engine on your computer, which there's a lot of other reasons outside of cheating in video games that you would want to use Cheat Engine for to modify memory in a program. Especially if you want to do that to your own programs in order to fuck with testing it. But yeah, this is anybody that's talking about that stupid Catboy idiot. Yeah, that dude 100% was aimbotting. There is no question about it. Anyone defending it is a piece of shit. They don't understand what's happening. They just want to have brownie points, I guess, for no good reason. And hi, Gene. How's it going, buddy? And yeah. That's I can't stand it when people defend people that are doing aimbots or try and say, oh, they're just really good at aiming. No, you're cheating, dude. 100% cheating. Oh, you smell the fucking biscuits and gravy. That's what you want. You don't get my biscuits and gravy. Get the fuck off the chair. my Roblox take. I think you have to wait until tonight for my Roblox take, just because I would like to eat my biscuits and gravy. It has been very appetizing, the few bites that I've taken, and I very much want to do that. And this cat, hi, Gene. Hey, hi, Gene. Look, right there. I know. Hi. This one is very much about getting my food, so I'm going to do that. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really do appreciate it. I will be live again tonight, probably around 8, maybe 9, something like that. And then again, I'll be live tomorrow morning. But yeah. With that being said, thank you guys so much. Ways to support the channel. There is obviously all of the YouTube options with super chats, memberships, all that. There's Patreon that's also there. You can see all the methods to support me on the website of themenacecrew.com, as well as get yourself some cool merch. I would definitely say that the best way to support is to share my videos, share my content with other people that might appreciate it, and that way we can just kind of let other people see what's going on. And yeah, share a laugh, be positive. Doesn't matter what's going on in your life. My life is where it's at. But, you know, stay positive, stay sane, do whatever you can, and I will see you guys this evening. This evening, we're definitely going to be playing some games. Gonna do a little bit more AI stuff, but definitely want to play some games. I want to play some Gray Zone, maybe some Last Epoch, but we're gonna be doing that this evening. Burden making you hungry? Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, thank you guys so much for showing up. Kick will be working tonight. I'm gonna figure out how all of this stuff, why it's fucking up, and we'll get there. But with that being said, have a wonderful rest of your mornings, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And I will see you guys later this evening. Time when tonight, 8 p.m. Central. So I'm shooting for 8 p.m. Central. UTC. I don't know UTC. I am a pure-blooded American. I do not understand that Moonspeak, Moon Rune time zone. So I don't understand that. Whatever Central Standard Time in the U.S. Okay, hey buddy, I know you want the biscuits and gravy. I know. I have no idea what the UTC is. No earthly clue. But have a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you guys later tonight. And yeah, have a good one.